What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Night Terrors Action Comics, issue number 2. The main storyline is written by Leah Williamson, and the other storyline is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. So there's kind of three little bits in this story. There's kind of this main one, which is part 2 with Power Girl Karen, if you will, and she was kind of caught up in her page, if you will, whatever. She was caught up in her nightmare, if you will. We saw her insecurities, so kind of the same gist we've gotten from most of these Night Terror storylines, and it keeps going in and out if she's in a dream or not. And of course she has to omen there and then, like, some of her fears are on display, fully like showcased within this thing. And of course eventually she's able to kind of overcome it, and she wakes back up and she confronts Omen about the whole situation, and that's pretty much it. Then it kind of sets the stage for her to appear in Night Terrors Night's End. Not really much going on in this thing. There's some great looking artwork too. I'm really a fan of the artwork, and plus, like I said, if you're a fan of Power Girl, you get to see her showering in one thing, so if that's your thing, then you kind of get that here. But nothing grand in terms of revelations or anything like that. Just kind of the same thing we've seen some of these other things with the heroes facing off against their various like fears and insecurities, and we see hers, and yeah, that's kind of really all that's going on with that one. It's all right. And then we have this little like mini like 2-page storyline that sets the stage to say, hey, this is continuing in Power Girl issue number 1 out this September. So if you're looking forward to that, then you got this going on here. So somebody's out there looking for Power Girl now. And then in the other storyline here, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, this is Cyborg Superman, and he's facing off against various members of the Super family. Of course, you have Steel's daughter, you have the 2 twins from the Warworld saga, and then you have like Connor Kent and all that other stuff kind of going on in here. And eventually the twins are kind of able to like overcome the situation, if you will, and kind of take down Hank Henshaw. And we also get to see Hank's fears as well, which is an interesting thing, because at first he's kind of the one who's like at the forefront of their nightmares, and then it eventually becomes kind of his own thing, and then he's kind of dragged back with his wife and kind of his fear. He's like, no, it was Superman who did all this stuff. But he's like, no, it was really you. And then he's kind of feared and panic, and he gets kind of dragged down to, I don't know, I guess the depths of hell, if you will. And then of course the twins wake up, and they were kind of scared and terrified, but then it says, hey, we're going to continue this stuff in Night Terrors Night's End. So yeah, that's kind of the main gist of it. There's some really cool creative looking artwork within the issue, whether it's with the backup one has kind of some more nightmare stuff going on. I mean, like I said, I didn't mind the main story, the first story, and I didn't really mind the second one. It's kind of just stuff I've sort of seen for a while with these Night Terrors things. I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm kind of just like, I've seen so many of the same things in such a short amount of time at this point that it's kind of like starting to really feel kind of the same deal. No big, grand, interesting revelations happen within this particular issue. No big revelations about like the plot or anything in terms of the Night Terrors event with Insomnia or anything like that. We kind of already just got that in the Williamson stuff. So these are just kind of like 2 little side stories that take place within the event. Are they bad? Are they terrible? No, I don't think there's anything really bad or unreasonable about all the stuff that kind of goes on in this thing. There's not really a big, interesting hook within either one within these second issues. It's just kind of like, hey, we're going to set the stage for like appearing in Night Terrors Night's End, and with all these different tie-ins and that, with large majority of them tying into that, I'm curious to see what type of role some of these characters will play in it, because if they don't really have a role, then I'm just starting to think like, did we really need these issues with them? So I guess so. But hey, you know what, there's at least some nice looking artwork and a few, I guess, kind of cool visual moments within the issue. It's not bad, it's just not really necessary for the Night Terrors event. I guess I'm just feeling kind of picky because I've read so many Night Terrors issues, and I'm like, a lot of these just didn't really like need to exist as tie-ins. You could have just held off a little bit and then picked back up within the main storylines next month, unless they had some real interesting kind of fun stuff going on with them. But you don't really fully get all that within this one, so it's all right. It's all right. Nothing bad, but nothing particularly great. So, but it does, like I said, have some nice artwork in that and a few kind of cool moments, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, if you're into that, then this is for you. If you're looking for the bare essentials with this Night Terrors event, you could skip this one altogether. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this particular issue. post your comments down below to let me know what you thought of it. And if you have any of your thoughts on some of these other Night Terrors tie-ins, be sure to please let me know. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Angel Breaker one, and then I got to go and read the other remaining issues, if you will, and I'll try and get those out hopefully later on today or even potentially into tomorrow. But the good news is we're pretty much at, like, once I get through these last couple issues, that'll be pretty much it for all the tie-ins to Night Terrors, and then I can go ahead and just prep for the final issue next week, and then we should be good to go. So yeah, all right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now, bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.